A very good evening to you. This is an English edition of Dalsan TV, Somalia's premier TV station. My name is Abdulrazak Ali, and let's have a look at some of our top stories. President Mohamud to rope in Eritrea in non-ATMIS offensive. Somalia senators pass anti-terrorism bill. At least 2 killed in Bardere suicide bombing. Welcome back to Dalsan TV. My name is Abdulrazak Ali. The upper house has on Tuesday passed the anti-terrorism bill after the passage by the lower house last week. According to Article 83 on the legislative procedure, the upper house can either pass the bill as it received from the lower house with amendments and then refer it to the lower house for approval.
The upper house has on Tuesday passed the anti-terrorism bill following its passage by the lower house last week. According to Article 83 on the legislative procedure, the upper house can either pass the bill as it received from the lower house or pass it with amendments and refer it to the lower house for approval. Alternatively, it can reject it and send it back to the lower house with reasons. The upper house will also debate the data protection bill and the fisheries development and management bill. The lower house of Somalia's parliament on Wednesday approved a new anti-terrorism law that aims to provide a legal framework that will help the security agencies to better fight and eradicate terrorism in Somalia. Members of parliament approved the bill 133 with 7 abstentions on Wednesday after weeks of debate in what Somalia's intelligence director Mohammed Salat called a crucial law to make the Horn of Africa country a safer place. The upper house approval of this bill comes amid Somalia's tough war with Al-Shabaab, Al-Qaeda's most lethal and powerful group in East Africa. According to Somali law, the bill will go to President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud for a final signing into a law. Early last month, both the lower and the upper chambers of Somalia parliament officially endorsed the bill of the National Intelligence and Security Agency of Somalia, NISA, some 53 years after the nation established its first intelligence agency. The bill is now in the president's office awaiting his signature.
Now, President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has arrived in Eritrea, that is Asmara, on Monday for his 3rd visit to the Red Sea nation, which is gradually emerging from close to 2 decades of international isolation.
President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud arrived in Asmara, Eritrea Monday for his 3rd visit to the Red Sea nation, which is gradually emerging from close to 2 decades of international isolation. President Mohamud went to Eritrea in November 2022 for his 2nd visit after an inaugural tour in July shortly after coming into office as part of his whirlwind tour of the region. The president's visit comes about 1.5 months after he hosted a frontline state summit in Mogadishu, which brought together the President of Kenya William Ruto and Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. Hundreds of soldiers who were trained in Eritrea arrived back in the country following the president's last visit to Eritrea. It's not all clear how many soldiers are still left in Eritrea. Sources say the president may be seeking extra military support from Eritrea to boost his offensive against Al-Shabaab, especially as the war now moves to the south. The Somali National Army alongside clan militia has been battling the militant group since last July. The offensive has also started in Jubaland, albeit on a low scale. Somalia restored relations with Eritrea in 2018 following a decade of frosty ties after the United Nations Security Council imposed sanctions on the Red Sea nation for its alleged support of Al-Shabaab.
At least 2 people have been killed and several others wounded after suspected Al-Shabaab suicide bomber targeted the government in Bardere town of southern Somalia on Tuesday. At least 2 people have been killed and several others wounded after a suspected Al-Shabaab suicide bomber targeted our government in Bardere town of southern Somalia. According to sources, a man driving vehicle-borne improvised explosive device VBE'd stormed the house which was hosting a meeting between federal and regional officials. Several military and civilian officials were reportedly at the house when the attack happened this morning. Among the officials reportedly present at the house are Abdirashid Janan, former Jubaland Security Minister, Gedo Governor Ahmed Boule Gared, and Abdullah Hirsi Labale, the force commanders for Somali National Army's 43rd Division. Reports claim that the attack wounded Governor Gareth and several others. Al-Shabaab claimed responsibility for the attack, saying its fighters attacked a conference venue in Bardere town of Gedo region. Thank you so much for watching Dalsan TV. My name is Abdulrazak Ali. Have a lovely evening.